top of the docket. We've got a lot of DMs and messages and clips in reference to the Fresh and Fit podcast. If you guys recall, we touched on them, I think, pod before last. In terms of labeling what kind of individuals that these guys were. If I recall, I said they give off Revenge of the Nerds energy or something to that sort. And they recently went viral for another clip. We're just going to play the clip. Well, these are not the clips that they went viral for. They recently had Asian Doll on their podcast. And, you know, Myron got a little spicy with Asian Doll or whatever. And that prompted people to go back and dig up clips in terms of how they feel about black women. So I'm just going to play the clip. I want to get you guys' response to what they have to say.
Which are traits of feminine women. What's her gram?
What's Instagram?
Dude,
again?
you got a lot of love today.
Yeah, baby.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real. I don't really date black girls. It's not because like most black girls are like annoying. How to put this? Ratchet, and they don't know how to like be
Carry
reserved.
themselves.
You're like the complete opposite.
You are not the
props to you.
stereotype. You are not the stereotype.
You are not the same. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll give you that compliment. Too.
What's
It's
your
a pleasure.
Instagram?
It's Crystal.
What about the black dating app called Black?
It's funny, I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
You know, sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Thoughts?
And boys, put that on the internet.
On a national platform, thousands of, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, viewers.
Get away with it because it's a bunch of cornballs in the world.
So, okay, let's speak to the main discussion. The main discussion was, is it racism or is it preference? Because when these clips went viral, Myron Gaines came out and responded, and he says, why can't I have a preference? Like, it's nobody that, criticizes women when they say that they want a man that's 6'2". They want a man that's, not short, a man that's in shape, a man that has $100,000 in his bank account. There is no backlash for that. But when a man comes out and says that, hey, I don't date black women, it's an issue. That was his response to these clips. Right? So, in just watching, I think the difference in that is again, black women speak to this all the time. And that's why I hate that this clip went viral, because it validates what they say in terms of like black men that date outside their race, whatever the case may be. We'll ask, like, why don't black men get that preference to do that? And they'll say, we don't have a problem with black men dating outside their race. We have a problem with black men date outside their race and then belittle us on the back end of doing it. It's
But
not
they don't
necessary.
claim to be black, right? Them two don't claim to be
They
black.
do. They do claim to be black.
They claim to be black?
Yep.
They both got black mothers.
Yep.
I don't know about that, bro.
So that gives credence to what women say in terms of men dating outside their race. And I don't feel like that's the majority of the mindset in terms of men that date outside their race. And which is why I feel like the difference is between preference and, racism or colorism, essentially, is that, preference is them coming on there and saying, hey, I don't date black women. That's just not what I'm attracted to. I've never gravitated to them, whatever the case may be, for whatever reasons that we just haven't gravitated to each other. I just prefer to date women of such and such race. That would have been cool. I mean, now of course they still would have called backlash for it, but that would have been cool as far as like, preference. That would have been in line with what your preference is. Mm-hmm. But when you come out and say that most black women, are ratchet, ghetto, not well spoken, annoying, bonquishas, laquishas, that's when it leaves preference and goes to colorism or racism.
Riders.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like the difference is in that. But the irony of this shit is, right, is that you would think that would get you canceled in this era. It doesn't. They done gained a lot more subscribers since these videos done went viral. So what that says to me is there's a demographic of black men especially, and just by reading the comments, because we've been getting a lot of comments on our videos in reference to them from their fans. And I go back and I look at these people's profiles. These are typically kids that are like 18, 19, 20 or whatever, kind of nerdy. You could tell that they've never been around attractive women or never spoken to women in person outside of this app that wasn't their mother or sister or cousin or something like that. And they literally champion these guys to come out here and bash black women. And doing my research, in terms of their channel, they do put out videos of other things such as money, how to handle money, how to, stocks, trades, whatever the case may be, in terms of like uplifting black, quote unquote, uplifting black men or giving black men valuable information or tools to advance, right? But those videos typically get 11,000 views, 15,000 views, 10,000 views. But whenever they are throwing black women out of the room during a debate or talking wild to black women or spicy to black women, those videos are getting 500,000, 800,000, a million views. Bunch of people in the comments, yeah, talk to them. That's how you talk to them. That's how you do it. So it's like a champion culture of, again, revenge of the nerds. I've never been accepted by these type of women, these black women that I've aspired to be with, but they done curved me all my life, right? So I've developed a bit of resentment. I've developed a bit of hatred for these women. And now that I'm up, now that I'm making money, now that I'm whatever, I'm going to take it out on all of them because I'm quote unquote cool now because I have money and because I have influence on YouTube. But, again, just like the saying goes, money doesn't make you a different person. It just makes you more of who you are. So that's what we're seeing here. We're just seeing who they are on overdrive because now I got money. So now I don't have to deal with consequences. I can just, stream the money in these chicks' faces and they'll do whatever I want to. Clearly, because these black women keep coming back to the show.
Clearly.
But, I don't know. That's just my take on it. In terms of how I feel about it, I feel like it's in line with what I said a few weeks ago. You could just tell. It's a certain demeanor. It's a certain swagger that's dudes that have always been used to getting women move with. We don't have to tear down women. We don't have to bash women. We don't have to whatever. Even if it's women that used to curve us back in the day. Now, we may not cuff them or take them seriously, but we're not going to go out here and call them Bonquishas and LaQuisha and all of them Ratchet and all of them Ghetto and all of them this and all of them that, because that's just not true. There's plenty of black women out here that are upstanding women or whatever the case may be and, on their shit. Got their own everything, not, that's just solid. But if you look at the type of women that they have on these shows, you know what I'm saying? Those are not the type of women that are going on these shows. And it's just crazy because there's hundreds of thousands of people seeing this. So when they say these things, they'll say, yeah, it's validated because look at the chicks that they sitting next to. Look at how they act. Look how ratchet they is. Look how ghetto they is. But, again, though, I think that both of them are being, intellectually dishonest in terms of that for views.
I think that's strategic, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, for views. And it's working.
Absolutely.
I think the women that they have on their show is strategic for what they want to say.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And then they're not smart enough to articulate themselves.
Mm-hmm. So here's my question. Let's get away from them for a second. What does that say about men in general, black men in general? Because most of their fan base, if I had to guess, I ain't looked at their analytics or nothing, are black men. And these are the type of videos that get 400, 500,000 views. So what does that say about, the culture of black men in general?
I don't think it's just black men. I think it's men of a lot of races that just that fit in that same pocket. Those geeky, nerdy, really didn't get too much attention, and they don't even have to be nerdy. They could be fat. They could be whatever. Like, it's that type of audience that just looks to shit on women. And difference is, like, when we're talking about it, we're just talking about holding people accountable, men and women.
Right.
We try to find some type of solutions. We don't just say that they bimbos and like all type of crazy stuff. Now I'm gonna say these hoes is hoes, but that's for the hoes. But they talking about black women as a whole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
I'm talking, when I say stuff, I talk about a specific small group of people who really just or who represent a loud, you know what I'm saying? They're just loud. Mm-hmm. And they're very vocal. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to a small group because I know a lot of women are beautiful. They're queens. They, you know what I'm saying, do what they're supposed to do, upright citizens, and all the good stuff. There's a lot of good women, plenty of good women. But when the women they bring on are clearly like on different dating sites and profiles and hookups and sugar daddy websites, like those are the type of women they bring on. So they're gonna have that mindset all the time. And so it's easy to pick on them. It's easy to shit on them and disrespect them because they don't know their worth. To me. So.
Okay, before we get off of this, I got to play another clip. because in the midst of them going viral for bashing black women, Myron put out a clip in terms of how to get. Let me read. When a girl says, "quote unquote," "I don't want to have sex," respond with this. I'm going to play it. I want to get y'all response to what he has to say.
What to do if you have a girl at your place and she says, "No, I don't want to have sex." Cool, no problem. I respect your boundaries. But what you're going to do is you're going to pull out your phone, get up, and walk into another room. You're going to either call another girl or pretend you're talking to another girl. Then you're going to come back out and tell her, "Hey, listen, it was nice hanging out with you, but you got to go now." And then you let her mind race thinking, "Oh, this guy really just called another girl just now? I better either A, give him what he wants because he's going to kick me out of here and I might lose this guy, or B, she never want to have sex with you in the first place and you get rid of a time waster. You're welcome."
Thoughts?
The fuck is B? She never really wanted to have sex. Obviously, she told you she didn't want to have sex with you.
Obviously.
The hell you mean B? She never really wanted. She didn't want to have sex with you. What?
That wasn't B. That was A.
Oh, come on, man.
That was A. Like, come on,
Come
bro.
on, dog. Just don't have sex. You just ain't gonna get no ass at night.
Hey, that boy's a predator.
Move around.
That is okay.
He's a predator. Predator. That's what he is, man. I can't use the R word,
Right.
but he's a predator. He need to be out of here. But that's what they like, though. And I'm starting to think that people that be following this, I think they predators too.
Trying to pressure women, coerce them, make them feel guilty. That's yes.
I mean,
Because he got some type of clout, some type of name, and you trying to leverage yourself. Well, I ain't gonna even say you leverage yourself because obviously you ain't got no game, so you ain't leveraging.
it's
yourself.
clear as day. It's clear as day.
So
That almost fall in line with something similar. Like they were saying, I saw it on Twitter the other day about like continuously offering a woman to buy her drinks when there's no clear interest,
Right.
Because you're trying to coerce her by getting a little more drunk and hopefully, she cave and y'all get to do whatever at the end of the night.
Right.
That almost fall in line with that.
predator,
same
fool.
thing.
That boy a predator, man.
Same thing.
For real.
And I agree with Smooth, and the reason being is this. Because in situations like this, the first thought that comes to my head, right, is that why would you want to have sex with a woman that you have to press to do it? That you have to change her mind to do it. You have to manipulate her to have sex with you. Like, why would you want to do that? It's so many women out here that are willing to just give it up whenever you want it.
For free.
For free, for nothing. You don't have to coerce. You don't have to do nothing. Matter of fact, it's an understanding in the text messages. Hey, man, you going to pull it out? Yeah, I'm coming. Hey, bring your bag with you, da-da-da. It's an understanding. So why not just go deal with those type of women? Why, in your mind, do you think, okay, now I really want this, so I'm going to manipulate to get it? Why would you want to have sex with somebody that you got to force to do it? Because that's what you're essentially doing. You're trying to back her into a corner and give her an ultimatum. So it's like I can coerce you to give me what it is that I want, even though she doesn't really want to do it with you like that. Like what type of mindset do you got to have for that?
It's the ego thing. The ego chasing the high, trying to get something, and then to bash her, really, because that's the way he acting. That's really what it is. All right, well, fine. You don't want to do it, yeah, whatever. Then she do it, then what? Oh, yeah, you a slut, you a hoe, you a...
B, she never really...
She got there, and you made her uncomfortable.
Right.
Exactly.
So now, it's like, yeah, I thought about it. You might have been somewhat attracted to me, but then you over here acting lame and corny.
Exactly.
So now I'm dried up.
You can only imagine. I'm dry.
You know what they say?
Bro, like you know what's funny about this is you could just imagine like what just imagine him and the chick sitting on the couch, chick that ain't really vibing with him too much like that, and him trying to convince her. Like, he ain't got no game.
None.
So he talking wild. He probably saying all kind of stuff like that's like
you know I eat that ass good, right?
No, not even. Not even. He gonna talk about you from my YouTube channel? That's what he gonna say. And try to use that.
I mean, I have 600,000 subscribers. Like, you really don't want to do this? That's what you say. Like, you can just tell the game is terrible, bro.
I know a lot of people,
I had Kevin Samuels on my show.
Come on, man. We come on.
Hey, you right. He said, I know a lot of people.
Hey, niggas still be trying to name drop on the low to try to.
Fam.
Come on, man.
But that music industry, all them people, men like that, they got a ton of them like that. They just ain't came out.
That's true.
But yeah,
that's true. But again, to give men real advice, right? If you want sex from a woman, this is the advice. This is the advice that you should follow. Fuck all that shit that they talk about. That's gonna get you a sexual assault charge. The type of advice that you should take, if you want to have sex with a woman and she doesn't want to have sex with you, you have to accept the fact that she doesn't want to have sex with you and go find a woman who does.
Exactly.
Simple and plain.
Her friend may want to fuck.
Right. Right.
And then you give out some good dick, and then she may want to fuck after that.
We come back.
Sometimes it fall in your lap that way. You know what I'm saying? But as far as pressing or coercing a woman, or I'm gonna hang this over your head so you can get that's not the way to go. And nobody would, again, any type of real world experience with women before success moves that way. If I'm in the situation, right? Let's just use me hypothetically. I'm on the couch, we kicking or whatever. And again, you could tell that the vibe is not right before you even ask the question.
Right.
If we're gonna be honest. Like you could tell, like when she kicking it, she just kind of, it's a wall there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, yeah, no, this ain't the vibe tonight.
Set the mold, yeah.
Right.
And if you want to knock down that wall, you don't reference nothing. You start doing little gestures, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get in your bag.
You gotta cater.
Knock down the wall, and then you know what I'm
cater.
saying? You get deep in your bag when you got the wall down. Cause now you got one opportunity. But a lot of niggas don't even know that, man.
Because they don't make these women comfortable.
And the thing is, comfortability is a perfect word.
That's it.
When you make her comfortable, she'll initiate it. You don't have to do nothing. But just be cool, just give a good conversation or whatever. And if it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen. Exactly. But if it's not, oh well, that's fine.
Go to fuck to sleep.
Exactly.
Yes.
But for you, like, to call another girl in the other room and talk loud so she can hear you and come outside to make sure that she know I'm talking to, like, that's just childish behavior, bro. And that's not gonna get you no ass. It's just not. So if y'all are listening to that, y'all are gonna be just as unsuccessful as them. You know what the difference is? They got money. You don't. So you trying to do these techniques that they giving you, that's just not realistic.
Right.
Like, it's different when you up $1 million. And don't get me wrong, it's still corny, but there are a lot of women that'll go for it if a dude got money.
Right.
But you don't. So you gonna get looked at as a cornball, and you ain't gonna never get no ass, period, moving that way.
Exactly. All she gonna tell her whole circle about you.
Y'all niggas already complaining about dates and shit.
You in there kicking it with a chick and you talking about your YouTube subscribers. That's not gonna get... But again, we ain't gonna spend too much time on that, man. Prayers to I don't want to say all parties involved, but prayers to the women, black women first and foremost, beautiful black queens. It's just ridiculous when things like that come out.
Bullshit.